Afternoon, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. What we're going to do today is we're going to vary a little bit from our Shadow in the Nest mix series. We're going to go out here. We're going to talk a little bit about a very uncommon, but definitely edible survival food. Stay with me.
All right, so a lot of people talk about survival food, and sometimes survival food means doing whatever you have to do to get calories in your body. And I'm going to show you a couple things. That right there is the egg sac from frog, and there are several of them in here. There's one a little further out, actually is starting to develop the tadpoles inside. So the question is, would you eat that? A good ways out into the water here. So I'm going to use a stick so that I don't have to get my feet in the water. You can see there's another one right there beside it. A great big one right here. We can bring that right over to the shore here. Take a closer look at it. So you got a big gelatinous mass here. So this one is probably just a different species or in a different stage of development than this one. Either one of those is edible. It's just an egg, after all, right? We eat eggs every day. The difference is this is in water that could be suspect, so it would need to be boiled. So that is just exactly what we're going to do. Stand by. Okay, so we're out here side by side today, and you know, don't make the mistake of thinking that woodsmen of the past did not bring food with them when they went to the woods, because they did all the time. And then they supplemented that food with food off the landscape, which is exactly what we're doing, because we're going to boil this water and boil some frog eggs, and we're going to add some French onion soup mix to it to make it taste a little better, but we're going to add a lot of protein value with the eggs. So here I sit on a trail in a chair in the back of my side-by-side here out in the wildlife area. We're close to the wildlife area, still on my property, actually. And I'm thinking about the whole social distancing thing, and people aren't laughing at preppers now. That's not the way I look at it. If you do the right things and think about things ahead of time, and you've put a few things away and put a few things aside, you're probably in good shape. If you know things started happening and you started seeing people get sick and events started to get canceled, and all of a sudden you thought toilet paper and hand sanitizer were the most important thing on the planet, you probably missed the boat. I hate to say that, but that's kind of the way it is. You know, you should be stocking up on staple foods and things that are long lasting, things that have long shelf lives. And then of course you should have extras of expendable things as well, but you shouldn't be running out and gathering those expendables at the last minute like a madman because you're worried that you're not going to be able to get toilet paper. Every outhouse had a Sears and Roebuck catalog in it for many, many years for a reason. If you have to have toilet paper to wipe your hind end, again, somewhere you've missed the boat. There's more important things to worry about in this world and in a time like this than toilet paper. I don't want to get on too much of a rant. The video is really about survival type food and mixing survival type food with something that you may already be carrying, something that was done extensively from colonial times, you know, through the modern era of Nesmik and Kephart. All those guys carried food with them and supplemented off the landscape. And that's exactly what we're going to do today, except we're going to go to the extreme a little bit, because most people wouldn't think about eating frog eggs as a supplement to their food. But when times are lean and you're looking for something to eat, this time of year, it's something that's fairly plentiful that you can get a hold of. And it's no different than eating eggs of anything else, whether that is bird eggs, whether that is some kind of fish egg, a snail egg for crying out loud, some kind of caviar, or a fish egg. A frog egg is no different. All right, our water's coming up to the boil now. So now we're going to go over to the water source to get our frog eggs, bring them over and put them in. Get those off, drop it in. And then we will boil that for a few minutes. So now I'm just kind of chopping that egg sack up a little bit as it's boiling here. And I'll let it boil a little bit longer here. I'm gonna give it about 10 minutes total. So I'm smelling this water as it's cooking, just to kind of give you an idea. And it does smell froggy, fishy. So we're definitely getting what's in there cooked. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this packet of Lipton French onion soup, if I can get the thing open, and we're going to add that to the water. And we're gonna let that boil in. And that's just gonna give us a little different flavoring. And I like to carry packets like that with me in my backpack because, you know, flavors that you're used to eating don't bother you near as bad as flavors that you have never had in your mouth before necessarily. And so if you can cook something that you know is edible and cook something into it that tastes good to you, then it's not much different than eating anything else. So when you're eating this soup, because you've eaten French onion soup dozens of times, it's not going to taste any different to you with the frogs in there or the frog eggs in there, most likely. Just going to have the added benefit of the protein from all those frog eggs. Okay. Got the stove turned out now. Let this dude cool down. See if I can pick up a frog egg sack here. Get it on the spoon or not here. There we go. Oop. Get up on there, you. I keep wanting to slide off the spoon here. There we go. That's what it looks like cooked up. Didn't really change much in consistency from what it started out at. We just broke it up, let her cool down, and we'll give her a taste test here. Well, I brought it over here by the water side and bent a sapling over and hooked it to a sapling through the bale here, just to set it in the water. That'll cool the soup down faster so we can eat it. All right, well, see if we can get one of them It's not bad. It's got a little bit of a fishy flavor to it, but it's not bad. Another hunk of that. I think a lot of that was. There we go. Get up there. Yeah. Good. Not bad. Definitely edible for sure. And not a bad flavor. French onion soup gives it just a little bit of an onion kick. Still got a little bit of a fishy, froggy flavor to it, but it's good. Good. Ooh, there's a nice big one. Oop. Just a little one. All right, guys, I appreciate you joining me today for this quick video on how to make a French onion frog egg soup. For lack of a better word, that's what we're going to call it. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business, for all of our sponsors and family, for all of our sponsors, friends, family. See, you think I never screw that up, but I do, and I'm going to leave it.
I appreciate your support. I appreciate your views. I thank you for everything you do for our sponsors, affiliates. Wow, I really got that screwed up today. Maybe those frog eggs are affecting my brain. Let's try it one more time. I appreciate your views and I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Got it right that time. Stay safe, guys. Hunker down. Social distancing is the key right now. Just stay away from other people, especially people who could have possibly been exposed or may already be sick. Keep yourself in the confines of your immediate family. That's what we're doing out here at the Pathfinder School. We'll be back with another video as soon as we can. Thanks, guys.